You can now record your beer reviews and ratings directly on the Ale and Radio website. You can do this by going to www.aleandradio.co.uk/ratings. This will bring you to our ratings page showing the latest beer ratings that have been entered by our Pubshed home bar and beer lover community, top rated brewery ratings, and top rated beers. At the bottom of the page, you'll see an option where you can add your own rating and review. Clicking the button will take you into an add review form. Here, you have 3 data fields where you can enter a brewery name, a beer name, a barcode, and an email address. The only mandatory field is the email address, and you can enter a combination of brewery, beer name, or barcode. In this case, I'm just going to enter Beavertown as the brewery name and my email address. Click and search will then go and search our central database of beers to see if the beer that we want is selected. We can see here we have a number of beers already from Beavertown. These will be beers that other community members will have already rated and reviewed. In this case, I'm looking for the 8 Ball Rye IPA, which doesn't exist in this list. If the beer that I want is in this list, we can then just click on the one that we want and it will take us forward to the next page. If the beer that is not in that list, we can then go and add it. So we will select Beavertown from the brewery drop down list. If the brewery that you want is not in that drop down list, then you can just enter it in the brewery name if not listed above field and it will create it for you. We are then going to go and enter the beer name, 8 Ball Rye IPA, and then we want to select the beer style. This is a rye IPA. And then also the alcohol by volume content, which is 6.2. If you have the barcode on the back of the can of the bottle, you can just enter it in. The aim of the barcode is just to make searching for individual beers that bit quicker once we've got a more fuller database. Once we've filled in those fields, obviously the barcode field is optional, we can then click Create Beer. So this has now created our 8 Ball Rye IPA by Beavertown, and we can now go and create our review. So we rate all our beers out of 5, kind of 0, 1 being the worst, and 5 being the best. So I'm going to put it as a 3, for example. If you want to type a review or some notes, you can do. And if you've already posted this review on your social pages, whether you've got an Instagram reel or an Instagram post or a YouTube video, you can copy and paste in those links into your review. So I'm just going to put in, I'm just going to type in here, obviously we don't do this in real life, google.com as an example, and then we'll just click the add review button. This has now created our review. It gives us the beer information that we can see, the average ratings up here. So this is across everybody that rates this beer. And then the review rating is what we've got here. So we've rated it 3 out of 5. So we've got 3 beers. And then we can see it has been reviewed on today. Instagram reel, obviously I put google.com as a URL. So that will then put a button so people then go and find your review on your social media pages if you copied your links into there. You will notice the review by is blank. So this is because the back end system that's managing the ratings just needs your profile setting up, and there'll be a separate video on how to do that along with preference ratings. With preference ratings, what we're trying to do is create a subjective beer review based on people's taste preferences. So in your profile in Pubshed POS, you can set your your ratings. So, for example, a sour, if you really like a sour, you can set it as a 5. If you don't like a sour, you can set it as a 1 or a 2. And then, depending on your ratings, somebody that really likes a sour that rates a certain product, a certain beer, a 3, that would get a lower preference rating than somebody that doesn't like a sour that still rates it a 3, because their tastes are different, and it gives a bit more of a preference because they don't like beers, those like sour beers as much. So the idea is, if somebody really likes a beer and they rate it low, there needs to be that higher threshold for a really good style of beer if somebody kind of really likes it. And that's what we're trying to achieve with the ale and radio beer ratings. But as I said, there will be a separate video on how you can sort of do all of that. Everything all gets linked up in the background, so you can see your previous ratings and your reviews as well. So, very briefly to finish off, I've quickly put my browser into emulation. So, obviously, if you're using this on a mobile device, and a lot of you do, go again to the Ale and Radio website and the URL in your browser on your phone. You can access the page, and you can still see everything that's on there, and you can add your rating and review at the bottom. And as you can see, we have exactly the same view, exactly the same fields. So we can now see we have 8 Bull Right IPA in our list that already exists because we've just created it with a review. You've got your form at the bottom to create a new beer. And if we want to select an existing beer, so we're now going to go and review Gamma Ray, we can just click on Gamma Ray, and it'll then open up our beer review page. So we can then go and rate this as a 4, really good, and then just click add review. And then it'll take us back to that ratings page that we showed previously, and we can see all that same information.